Hello, students. Today we are going to see this new chapter which is known as arrays and strings. So, you can see that there are two titles here, array and string. So, first of all, we'll learn about what is array and then we'll see what is string. So, the first line of the introduction itself says that array can be defined as a group of values referred by the same variable name. So, it's a group of value. Group of value means some multiple values. So some multiple values is been grouped together in single name. It can be referred in a single name and in such a way that you can call all the values with one name and you can even use it by using this one name. Okay, we'll see an example here. So int int means integer variable. So this variable will contain only integer numbers. So age inside the brackets 5. Okay, inside the square brackets 5 is given, which is equal to 18, 22, 25, 28 and 30. So here you can see that multiple values, which means 5 values. So 18, 22, 25, 28 and 30 are 5 different ages. Okay, so these 5 different ages is being used by the same name age. Okay, so we'll come back to the syntax here. Syntax means this is the general format. So if you want to use this array in your program, then you have to follow this syntax. So syntax is a rule. Okay, rule, general format rule. So data type. So first thing is the data type. Data type means you can use any data type which is allowed here. We have discussed what is data type in the previous chapters. So data type, integer, character, float, double are the different data types that are used in C language. So array name can be any name that should be satisfying the rules for creating a identifier or a variable name. So next is array size. Okay, array size is given inside the square brackets. This denotes the number of values. Okay, so here in the example we have seen 5. So you can see that it you can store 5 values in the array. Okay, so you can even store as many values as you wish. Okay, so even if you can store 100 values, even you can store 1000 values, that's up to you or your program requirements. Okay, so we'll see how this array is processed inside the C language. So array is stored in continuous contiguous memory location. Continuous means contiguous, everything are the same. Okay, so continuous memory location. So in normal programming, when you are not using this array, you'll be using a normal variables. Okay, so 5 different variables will be created. So each variable will be stored in different location in the memory. So when a program control or the CPU wants to refer the value of the variable, then it has to move from 5 different location. Okay, so to avoid this, the time delay which is occurred from moving from one part of the memory to another part of the memory, to avoid this, they have created this array. And also to reduce the number of variable declaration, they have used this array concept. So here you can see that uh, they have given another array index. Okay, so array index is the uh, variable name, okay, of values which are individually stored inside the array. So the name is one, but the value that is different. So you can see that here they have given another example: integer data type variable ARR. ARR is the array name, and it also contains 5 values. So 100, 101, 102, 106, and 108. So each value is being assigned with a subscript value. Subscript value means you can see that 0, 1, 2, 3, array of 0, ARR 0, ARR 1, ARR 2, ARR 3, ARR 4, and ARR 5. So you can see that ARR 0 is 100, ARR of 1 is 101, ARR 2 is 102, ARR 3 is 106, and ARR 4 is 108, and ARR 5 is null. Okay, so you can see that the values are stored from 0 to 4, and the fifth value is null value. So the system will identify when reading this null value the array elements are over. Okay, the content of the array is over when seeing this null value. Okay, so mostly this null value will be available at the end of the array. Okay, and so here now we are going to see an example program. We are going to print the value of array by using a for loop. Okay, so in the previous class itself we have seen what is meant by for loop. For loop is a looping instruction. Okay, looping instruction means a particular set of instruction will be repeated again and again until until the condition is satisfied. So condition means a instruction that will return true or false. Okay, so when the condition is true, then the particular statement will be executed. If the condition is false, then the loop will be breaked and come out of the loop. So we'll see the example here. So so this is a main function. int int integer variable, a is the array name and 5 is the value. Okay, so they are going to give 5 values inside this array. So the values are 20, 25, 22, 15, and 12. Okay, you have to use this square brackets to denote the subscript value, and the array values must be given inside this curly brackets. Okay, so next is clear screen. CLR is clear screen. This will erase all the previous outputs from the screen. So next is for loop. For loop I is equal to 0, I is less than 5, and I plus plus. So I is equal to 0 is the initial value, and I is less than 5 is the condition here. So this will return true or false. If the condition is true, then the body of the loop will be executed. The condition is false, then the body of the loop will not be executed. So after execution, it will come back here and update the instruction. So I plus plus is the update instruction. So we'll see one by one. So the first value I is equal to 0. So 0 is less than or less than 5. Condition is true. So now getting into this body of the loop. So print /n a percentage d is equal to percentage d I comma a of I. Okay, so here you can see that they are printing the subscript value and as well as the value of the array. Okay, so here you can see that a of percentage d will print the I value, and the percent equal to percentage d will print the value of the array. Okay, so you can see that the output is 20 at the first. So now the body of the loop is executed. Now it will go back to the starting of the loop, and you can see that I plus plus is there. So I plus plus means increment operator, so that will add only one value to the existing I value. So existing I value is 0. So 0 plus 1 is 1, and 1 is less than or equal to less than 5. Condition is true, and it will now print the next value, a of 1. So a of 1 is 25, that will be printed, and it will go back to the increment statement, I equal to I plus 1. So now the value become 2 here. So this process will be repeated until the value becomes 4. So when the value becomes 5, 5 is less than or equal to 5, the condition will become false. So it will get out of the loop and execute the getch. Getch means the function that is used to print the output of this program. So all the output will be printed in the screen, and here you can see that this is the another example. So this value will get the value from the user and store it in the array, and then it will print it again. So there are two for loop is used here. So one for loop is to get the input from the user, and the next for loop is used to print the values of the array. So here you can see that they have entered 4. How many values do you enter? 4. Now the array size is 4. Each value that you have entered, that is 89, 56, 65, and 78, will be stored inside the array, and it will be printed in the next file. So we'll go to the next part of the topic, strings. So string is a collection of letters. So in C, string is a collection of letters. So letters means characters. In C language, we will say that letters are characters. Each letter is known as character in C language. So a string is a array of characters. So array means collection of similar elements. Okay. So here you can see that string is an array of characters. Characters means, I've already said, it's a collection of letters. So a string is a one-dimensional array of characters, terminated with a null value. Okay. So as you can see that in the array concept itself, we have seen the last element of the array will be always null value. So this will denote that this is the end of a array. The CPU or the compiler which compiles this program, or which gets the value from the array, will find the null value and then understood that this is the end of the uh, array. Okay. So likewise, the string also will have the null value at the end of it. Okay. So next is terminating with a null value is very important, um, because it is only the way that the function that work with the string knows that where the string ends. Okay. The same things are being discussed here. So how we have to use the character. So string, you can see that character is a data type, and the name is the array name, and 10 is the value that can be stored inside this array, which is equal to ARCHID. Okay. Archid. So here you can see that they have given 10 as the value, but they have stored only 6 letters here. So ORCHID is containing only 6 letters. So what will happen when other 4 uh, memory locations? Okay. So the computer will leave as it is as the empty numbers. Okay, so empty memory locations will be stored in uh, the continuous one. So this will occupy unused memory space, uh, and you can see that this will also create a delay when using this array. So when you use this array, use it efficiently by counting the number of letters that you are using. Okay, so the example. So we'll see the example here. So character A10 is equal to archit. Now the same for loop is being used to uh, print the strings. Okay, so they have printed multiple times. Okay, here you can see that for loop I is equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 5, and I plus plus. So here they have not created a block here by, so just you can see that there is only one instruction in the uh, instruction to the body of the loop, so that's why they doesn't create any block here. So these are all the other examples. So next is what are all the different functions of string here: strlen, strcat, strrev, strlwr, strcpy, strcmp, strupr. So these are all the short forms of strlen. Means string length. Strcat means string concatenation. STRREV means string reverse. STRLWR means string lower. So STRCPY means string copy. STRCMP means string compare. STRUPR means string upper. So we'll see one by one. So first is string length here. So string length means is a function that to find the length of the given string. So you can see that this function means a predefined set of codes that will find the number of letters that are given inside this string. So they have given an example also: str le and len. So inside the brackets you can see the double quotes inside that orchid. So this contains 6 letters that is given here. So next is string copy. So you can copy from one string variable to another string variable. So copy the content. Okay, copy the content of one string variable to another string variable. So that is string copy. Example, you can see that str str1 is to be copied to str2. So the source will be at the end and the destination will be at the first. So our destination is str2 and the source is string 1. Source means the content will be present in the source and the content will be copied and stored in the destination. Okay, so the destination comes first and the source comes next. Okay, so the source is archit will be copied from string 1 and it will be stored into string 2. Okay, so the next is string concatenation. String concatenation means joining two strings into one string. Okay, so two separate string will be joined, or it will be made as only one string. So archit is a separate word, and books is the next word. So this archit books will be joined together and form a single word. So next is string compare. So this string compare will compare two words and return true or false. Okay, if they are same, then it will return true. If they are false, then it will return If they are not the same, then it will return false. strcmp means compare. So orchid and orchid both are the same things, it is compared. So if that is same, even it will check whether it will check the uppercase and lowercase also, which means that capital letter and small letter will also be checked. And if it founds the same, then it will return true. If it's not, it will return false. So this function mostly will be used in password checking concepts. Okay, so the next thing is strerev. Strerev means string reverse. The given word will be rearranged from bottom to top. So it will change the last character into first character and the first character into last character. So everything will be changed to upside down. So that's why it's known as string reverse. So next is string upper. The given upper lowercase letter will be given into converted into uppercase. So lowercase means small letters, and it will be changed into uppercase means capital letters. Next is strlwr, which is string lower. So string lower means the capital letter words will be converted into small letters. So here you can see that these are all the example programs. You can understand just by seeing this. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. So that's all for today's class. We'll see the next chapter in the next class. Thank you, students.